So we have a Mercedes ML-350. A lot of fluid leaks, brake fluid leak. So we're trying to repair that right now. As you can see, we removed this cover right here. The leak was happening around this side here. There's a lot of rust. So we are going to change the lines. You can see. So there's a lot of rust here. So if you need to replace one of the brake lines, you just got to go pick up these lines from auto store like AutoZone, Advance Auto, or O'Reilly. Once you have that, you need few tools to work on getting these replaced. Cut the brake lines. There's a tubing cutter, and you just mark it where you want to cut it, and then just roll it around and keep tightening it. And that's the proper way to cut a brake line. Okay, keep tightening it a little bit, and eventually it's just gonna cut through it. Alright, so you're also going to need these compression fittings. It's best to take a brake line with you to the store so they can match it, the size, the diameter, and all that needs to be matched. And the compression fitting needs to go on. So you can keep checking, adjusting the angles where you want to turn the tubing so it can match. Alright, we're gonna make another cut right here. And make sure when you cut the area, the area that you cut, you have enough room on the other side to join the new tubing. So don't cut too close to the curves or to the angle where the tubing is angled. Don't cut that area. Alright, so the next step is where we made the cut, we want to just cut it again with the tubing cutter so it's a nice clean cut. Same principle, just keep spinning around it, tightening it little by little, and it will eventually get through the tubing. And once we do that, we will repeat the process on the other side of the tubing. You always want to make sure the cuts are nice and clean. So this one just completed, as you can see. It's a pretty good cut. And now we'll just adding the compression fitting to it. So we have to slide it down the tubing so it has enough room to put the little lock. So that's the little locking mechanism right there. Okay, and the rest of the compression fitting. Alright, and we have to do the same thing on the other side. So we're repeating the process to cut the other side of the tubing. So just keep going through until the tubing is completely cut. So this tubing right here, one of the tubing is ready to go. As you can see inside, there's a little lock mechanism in there, and the compression fitting is on it, and we made the bends. And the other side, you can see that's how the other side of the fitting looks. Okay, we adding the compression fitting to the tubing on the other side of the vehicle. So just added that little locking mechanism. Now we're going to join the tubing that we prepared previously. And we're going to join it together. So go ahead and tighten the fitting on one of the joints. Not all the way through, so you have you can still move it around, and then work on the other joint. Okay. So you can bend the tubing a little bit to adjust, to get it to the size and fit properly. So you will need to bend it a little more here and there. You're gonna need two wrenches to actually make sure this is completely tight. Hold it from the middle and then tighten the other side. We'll just repeat the process on the other joint. Hold with one wrench in the middle and just tighten both sides. Make sure they're pretty tight. So in order to really fit the tubings in there, you may have to bend them around a little bit. So once that's complete, we're gonna work on the second tubing, but the process is exactly the same. So if you have more than one, just, you know, repeat the process. So once you complete with all the tubings, install them, just make sure you bleed the whole braking system, especially the rear one. Since we're working on the rears, both sides, so we're gonna be bleeding both calipers, the rear calipers. And yeah, make sure they're completely bleed, and then also double check to make sure that no more leakage is going on from the lines. So here's the completed job. We just finished putting everything back together. There's the compression fittings, as you can see. We're about to bleed the braking system, and we're gonna check for leaks.